You're listening to Africa Media Matters from the Institute for War and Peace Reporting. In a moment, we're going to be talking to one of the producers of the film Africa United, a British-Rwandan co-production which has already been favourably compared to Slumdog Millionaire. It tells the story of a group of children who travel 3,000 miles to reach the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. Among them is a Rwandan AIDS orphan and aspiring football manager played by Erian Ndayambaje. In this clip, he explains how to make a football with a condom.
Hi, my name is Dudu. That means bug. I'm going to demonstrate to you how to make a football in Africa. First of all, you need ingredients. Most important is you need a condom. Doesn't matter what kind, I get mine from the UN. But any kind will do, except blackjacks. Condom can stop HIV/AIDS spread. If my mother and father had one, maybe then they would still be here. So please, be safe-sexing.
One of the producers of Africa United, Jackie Sheppard, told me earlier how the project came about.
The idea for the film that became Africa United actually came from a Rwandan producer called Eric Kabera, who'd had an idea about a kid walking to the World Cup, developed a treatment with some colleagues in Rwanda, wrote a script, and then went to Hollywood to try and sell it there. And a colleague of his, Ayub Kasasa Mago, sent it to us in the UK and said, wow, I think this is a story that you guys would be interested in. And truth to tell, the actual script didn't excite us, but the idea of a kid walking to the World Cup did excite us. And we developed that with a British screenwriter called Ridian Brooke, and that became the story that formed the basis for Africa United.
What did you like about the project and the idea of it?
One of the things that my producing partner, Mark Blaney, and myself had wanted to do for some time was to tell a story out of Africa that wasn't genocide, dictatorship, guns, a white protagonist going in and saving the nation, that was a much more up-to-date story of Africa, much more positive. And so here was something that was, wow, Africa about to do the World Cup for the first time ever. And here was an opportunity to use that as a peg to hang on a much more exciting story.
Do you think it succeeds in doing that?
I think it does, and we just come back from Rwanda where we showed the film, and people there were saying, that's brilliant. And in fact, what they were saying to us is, you're not necessarily showing a different side, you're showing Africa as it really is. So you're not falling into the trap of showing the stereotypical Africa, but here's an Africa, 21st century nation, ready to do things like hosting the World Cup, but also has to face up to some of the issues that are around, like HIV/AIDS, child soldiers, all these things that appear in the film. So we're not pretending that everything is lovely, but at the same time we're trying to show, an Africa of the 21st century.
It's been described as a feel-good movie, and I don't know whether you think that that's a good or a bad thing.
No, I think it is a good thing. Somebody was talking to me the other day who'd seen it, and he said, to be honest, I went to the cinema, wasn't sure that I was going to like it, didn't feel like it was my kind of film, but I came out of the cinema feeling 100% happier than when I walked in. So it seems to touch a chord with people who see it.
Now, besides the story itself about these three children, what do people see? What do they hear? What issues come out of it?
Well, we obviously crossed 7 countries. And along the way, the 3 children who set off, 2 of them are AIDS orphans, whereas our other kid, the footballer, is actually from a fairly prosperous Rwandan family. But along the way, they pick up a couple of other kids, one of whom is in the sex trade, and the other one is a child soldier. So those are some of the big issues, and also education is another theme that comes up very strongly.
How difficult was it to make the film?
Well, you're making a film with 5 child actors who've never acted on film before, a first-time director. We actually had to shoot it in 3 countries, so we were moving location every couple of days in the height of an African summer on a very low budget. I'm not sure that I need to say more, really. But fortunately, the kids were brilliant, fantastic, predominantly South African crew, augmented by some Rwandan and some Burundian crew who worked fantastically hard.
How did you find the children?
We looked in Rwanda, South Africa, Kenya, Uganda and the UK. We found 3 of them in Uganda, and then one of them we found in the UK, living in London, born in Rwanda but now living in the UK. And we had 4 of our 5 cast before Christmas, and we were due to start shooting at the beginning of February, and we still didn't have our star footballer. And my producing partner went to his in-laws for Christmas, and he picked up one of the magazines that his mother-in-law had kept for him, and there was a photograph on the cover, and a woman living in Norwich had written a book about her escape from the Rwandan genocide, and there was a picture of her with her son, and her son had had a trial for Norwich City Football Club, and he turned out to be the kid we were looking for.
So is the film making any money yet?
Well, there's always a long road between a film getting out there and actually moving into net profits. But the important thing for us is that at a very early stage we partnered with UK-based charity Comic Relief. And so 25% of any net profits will go into a fund that they will manage for us to send money back into good causes in Africa.
That was Jackie Sheppard, one of the producers of Africa United.